So I used to describe it in things. I like to use a lot of analogies. And a human being, when they're born, is kind of like the core of an onion. And as that onion grows, as you grow, all your negativity, all the negative things that you experience in life starts becoming that shell, right? So now you're an adult, and what's interesting about being an adult is that you think that you know simply because you experienced. And that becomes, you're just a walking fat onion. What's interesting about that is that you don't realize as a human being that you really don't know who you are at all, because technically all those layers
It's just experiences, not you.
is not who you truly are. So what that means is you have to figure out a way, and there's exercises you can do, such as writing down your negative thoughts and stuff like that. That's one of the exercises, is figuring out how to remove those layers, recognizing which experiences in your life were the ones that created that shell. Because what's happening is that that shell is what's manipulating you to making all your bad choices from this point on. You're using your past to create your future, and that's not how it's supposed to work. You have to be free of that negativity to be able to make the proper decisions. And it's very difficult to do if you're just layered with negative stuff. So if you dated someone, blonde hair, blue eyes, and they broke your heart, your first thought is to never date a blonde hair, blue eyed person again, as an example. It's kind of like if you've beaten a puppy, every time you raise your hand, the puppy's gonna flinch. That's how you're making your decisions. So what happens is, writing down, now I'm going to add to your exercise, writing down your thoughts and stuff, and reading them out loud over and over and over again until you get to the point where you start realizing how ridiculous that piece of sadness is. When you realize how ridiculous it sounds, like if somebody else was to tell you that sob story, and I'll just call it a sob story, you start to realize, you know what? That moment that I made so important really was just silly. I just got caught up in it.
And a lot of it's not even real. It's some of the stuff is just self-made that we put out there.
Absolutely. We create things to become so huge and important, but if you think about the universe as a whole, like, not that you can picture an entire universe as a whole, but you start realizing the insignificance of a bill. Yeah, it's important to us because we're living it right now, and if you don't pay your bills, you get kicked out of the house, all that type of stuff. But when you start minimizing all that negativity to the point where it's handleable, it makes life a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. And then that's very key, and that is very important. And like the way we make things look. So what you brought about was writing. I do writing too. I try to do 3 pages a day, and brain dumping, like you said, just get everything out. But you know what's so funny is that when you speak to someone about that, like to me, the first thing that comes up is like when you see a movie and you see like a little girl writing in a diary. So I spoke to a lot of people about writing. What am I gonna be a little girl and be like a little girl writing a diary? So it's funny, but that's the things that where it could make you better. We put in this little bucket that you shouldn't be better because you'd be deemed as like a little girl. You shouldn't be doing coaching because, oh, you're happy now? Oh, there's some scam around it. So like there's a lot of things that we put in a bucket, and a negative bucket, but it could be the best thing for us. I meditate. People like make fun of me when I meditate, but it helped me calm down, center myself. Oh, what do you do the meditation for? And it's like that's what we do as people for some reason, is that things that could better us, the majority of people will knock it down. But then when you talk to people that are really successful,
that's what they do.
They told me they write, they told me they meditate, they told me they have people that are better than them that they talk to. Better than them that they talk to. You're there, it's like, yeah, but I have someone that I'm business coach, health coach, food coach, this coach, that. I said, you got all. It's like, yeah, like that's why I am. The reason I am here is because of these people that I vent to, I relate to, I ask questions to. But for some reason, we can't write because it looks like a little girl writing in her diary. The reason we can't meditate because it's the foo-foo, woo-hoo, see a bear in the woods. So that's why, like, stuff like this, like, I hope that just one person who watches some of this part of it could make a change where they're like, you know what? Let me just start writing down in this notepad. It doesn't have to be anything formal. You could just scribble out and just get that crap out of your head. What happened in today was probably irrelevant. And we'll carry it on till tomorrow. And now the crap from today, we're carrying it on tomorrow. We might get more crap tomorrow. And then we just keep carrying it. And then you're walking sluggish. And I didn't get a raise. And then it just carries on. And then you see so many people like that, and you think that's normal. You think that's okay. Then you see someone who's happy and go lucky, who's struggling, but they're happy. Oh yeah, this coach told me, oh, this game, get away.
Yep.
So it's stuff like that where, and it's just like, it's crazy. Like, how many times have you heard people that you see on TV, very successful, they are living a life. If I lived a life like that, boom, bankrupt, boom, killed themselves, boom, cheated, boom. Because I really think they lacked coaching. They didn't able to vent to someone. They didn't get to be able to talk to someone. You see the cars, you see the glory, the houses, this, that, and the third, the vacations that they're going on, the bathing suits that they're in. But inside they're not really happy. That's my 2 cents. I really get into this because it has made a difference, and I know it can make a difference for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we all need to smile more and be happy more and be grateful. Like what Matt said, like that is so big. It's not just saying thank you for when someone served you food. It's like, thank you that I was able to have ears to listen to this podcast. Thank you that I had eyes to look at it. Thank you I had an opportunity to sit with Carlos or Matt. That's legitimately, like, that's it, because like I can go to my car and not make it home.
That's it.
Life, because we were born, doesn't mean anything. Tomorrow's not promised. It legitimately is a gift. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to wake up tomorrow. So today we have to take advantage of it and just be happy, man. Just be happy and take. A couple people I told about this. If you guys watch, if you have Disney Plus, Limitless with Chris Hemsworthy, National Geographic. I think, Carlos, you watched it. Did you watch it yet?
I didn't watch it, but I heard about it, and I heard how he made certain life decisions because of him almost losing his life in one of the episodes.
It was absolutely amazing. The last episode was acceptance, and it really took my breath away, because you see Chris Hemsworthy, blonde haired, works out, Thor, making all this money, but he had some of the problems that I was just expressing as well.
Well, there is a documentary of Will Smith. He has a series where he took on a
Netflix?
challenge. I don't know if it's in Netflix or on YouTube.
I have to look it up.
But you got to look it up, because he really goes into himself. He really digs in, and he just falls apart. Like, he did not meet his own expectations at all. He was also writing a book at the same time, and this is all before the
slap.
infamous,
Why did that
incident.
Why did that slap happen?
There's just a lot of toxicity that I see, just in his own relationship, plus his past. Things that we talked about.
That he probably never got out. Like, he does.
Well, his father was a military guy and used to beat his mom, and he used to watch. I mean, that's a lot of trauma when he was young.
And that goes to the layer of onions that you're talking about. So he probably could have expressed himself in certain ways, which I've seen him speak about stuff like that. But that was just a
He's
little
trying,
layer.
but
that was just a little layer.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it's very difficult to succeed in being the best of yourself. It's not once I acknowledge that I need to be better, that's not the cure.
No, that's not it. That's just
Exactly. That's just a step.
yeah.
Or
And-
thought.
And that's when you peel it all back, and like that night where he did that, he didn't remove a certain layer,
Yep.
and he snapped.
So there's a concept I came across recently, and it's kind of like, inside of us, there's still like this child, and we're still triggered by these childhood, traumas, and it could be whatever it is for different people. But that's why sometimes, you see people kind of black out, from like, they could be calm and cool, and then for like 2-3 minutes when they temper or something happens, they get triggered
I understand.
and they explode. And then like the next day they might be like, yo, I'm sorry, like I don't know what came over me. I just kind of lost. And what I believe happens at that point is like that child, the child that was experienced that trauma, they're still here. Like that's unhealed trauma. You know what I'm saying? So in that moment, you're not thinking like a 38 or 39 or 40-year-old person. You're thinking like that 7-year-old version of yourself, and that's why you explode, and that's why you do things. Not you personally, but people. That's why we do things when we're that angry that we wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool because it's something. Well, that's not cool actually, but the concept and that understanding I gained somewhere recently, about 2 weeks ago. I read an article about that. Or actually, again, Giovanna, and then after she told me, I kind of researched it, and there is some truth to it.
There's a lot of truth to it. But I know I think we'll save some of that for the next time. I think we were on this for like 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes.
30 minutes exactly.
30 minutes is, ooh,
Okay.
What was that? And the clock is working. But that's something we'll definitely go into. The inner child that is having a temper tantrum and the inner child that wants to play as well. Those are really good concepts that a lot of people don't understand. But I think we'll go over that next time. I don't know when the next time will be. We'll talk about it. We'll post about it as well. Hopefully, Carlos will visit us again.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, we need him to be here because he's the tech guy. He is the tech guy.
Well, I guess you can call the official title would be like producing.
Producing, and he knows everything.
And we're calling this episode I Don't Believe in It.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't believe in it. And I used it because I wanted to pique some interest instead of the word coaching a little bit. So hopefully it worked.
Yeah, I just want to say
for
that
30 seconds.
Oh, this is the first time I'm meeting Carlos tonight, and number one, my older brother, he passed away. His name was Carlos.
Oh.
So
wow.
right off the bat, like I felt like a connection with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then getting to know you, through these conversations. First of all, I don't like that you have a better voice than both of us on our show. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna show up
Yeah.
on these microphones because I'm way over here and I didn't have a microphone.
Or thank
hopefully we
God
can
for
hear you.
that, because
Yeah.
this guy could be on friggin' hosting the New York Yankees if he wants, man. He could be doing all kinds of audiobooks.
There's a lot of things he could be
working with you
doing.
for the first time, man. But I appreciate everything you brought to the table, and thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Dana George, your mortgage guy. NMLS number 1708296.
And Matthew Donahue, the Salty and Lit coach. Thank you.
Talk to you guys later. Peace.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao.